And I was gonna take the high road and just say thank you and leave.
Don't take the high road, Paul.
But I have something to say to you! I've waited a long time to say this! I almost forgot about you!
Or I'll do things differently. I make my own rules because it's much easier that way. You made a mistake by turning your back on me because I don't play no game.
One more time for old time's sake! Right there so the whole world can see us!
God damn it, we are back again. I can't believe I'm doing this. Duncan, are you there?
Oh, you didn't know?
Oh man, it's the King of Bong style, teaming with, the Sharp Break Kid once again. Look at that, I did hit the thing by accident. It's cool though, because we're just hanging out, talking over the airwaves about some wrestling. And the problem is, man, I had a bit of an issue this past week. You see, those of you in the group will definitely appreciate the fact that I was hit by a car. I was mercilessly run down by an individual that now can be named. He has come to actually claim his evilness, his evil doings to me. Ladies and gentlemen, Taylor's here, and everyone boo him. Boo. 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 Boo.
I accept your boos. It's okay.
Boo.
I did it for the cock.
He did it. Oh, God damn it.
I mean the rock.
I think Taylor is here to be our new Rikishi, Duncan.
Does he have frosted tips? If he doesn't, we're going to have to hold him down and
we're working on the
right.
frosted tips. He's definitely looking very Samoan.
You're just saying that because I'm fat.
Every Samoan has a bit of baby fat, and I think you got a lot of that on yourselves. So, I mean, therefore, I do feel like, yes, I think you are an honorary Samoan.
Honestly, I feel like every week you open up with a fat Jew talking, so it's time you had a fat Jew on the show.
We actually have a fat Jew on the show. Everybody, clap to that. No, it is good. Duncan, are you cool with having a weird fat gay Jew in the studio?
I mean, weird, fat, gay Jew. That's a combination that I can't argue with.
I mean, he is a wrestling fan, so it seems like he's.
I mean, well, I guess it's definitely.
It seems like he might actually even have some knowledge on the both of us. Like I talk to you about wrestling all the time, but this guy, I mean, I'm gonna dare say it, Duncan. He might even rival you in knowledge as far as the WWE, as far as other wrestling promotions.
Other wrestling promotions, I definitely have you both on.
You both have us definitely beat.
I would succeed in that area as well. Oh.
But it's a good time to have him in because I feel like, Duncan, we've had such a crazy week with wrestling that it needs to be explained, and a third person wouldn't be a bad thing to add to the mix. So I don't know. Do you want to just hop right into some goddamn Backlash? Is that really what we need to do?
I don't know what we need to do because I am still in a whirl from the week in wrestling.
It has been a whirlwind because it literally has been. It's been like a week-long thing. Wrestling is man, it's a hard job, is it not, Duncan?
It's a hard job, but damn it! But when you love what you do, are you really ever working?
Oh, that's true. That's true. But watching wrestling, my friend, it's an intense experience these days because there's so much content out there. Taylor,
there's way too much content.
Do you think it's too much?
I do. I feel like we're at that oversaturated point almost. Like I'm weeks behind NXT, and that used to never happen when you had 2, maybe 3 shows in a week. And now you've got a pay-per-view, 2 live shows.
I skip episodes of NXT. Like I won't watch. I will literally watch NXT. Like maybe get a recap, like of like 2 of the weeks of maybe a month. Like I will skip weeks because it's just there. Like you said, there's so much out there.
And then you got the Cruiserweight Classic. We just had that live.
Jobs.
Wrestling should be first.
Wrestling obviously comes before our jobs, Duncan.
Well, right, but how else am I going to afford $9.99 a month?
Oh yeah, that's right.
Unless I have a job
That's
slinging
right.
this weed. Come on.
Yeah, you need to keep your job because like I need you to pay that $9.99 a month. So just saying.
They're trying to put a stop to that.
I know they are.
Those bastards.
The minute it happens too is the minute that I run to my computer and I just go, okay, fine, here we go.
Here you go.
And we've talked about that before, have we not, Duncan? Like, everybody knows what we're talking about. Beating around.
Pay-per-view. Every time there's a pay-per-view, it's like, all right, hey, let me know if you have any problems. Because if you do, I'll just run right to the computer, sign up.
All right, okay, fine.
Okay.
Yeah. But speaking of pay-per-views, we did have Backlash last Sunday. And I tell you what, it was a much better show than I thought. That I think any one of us would have actually expected. It was looking like a real lackluster show, right?
It was a small
really
card.
Was.
Yeah. What was it? Like 5 matches.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty much what we thought we were going to be running. We're like, and you kept asking, you're like, is this going to be a 2-hour pay-per-view? I was like, no, it's going to be 3. And surprisingly, it did. Like, it didn't feel too drawn out, right? Like, am I the only one that felt like it was actually like paced out right and it felt good?
The pacing was, I think, okay. I don't think the pacing was wrong in that pay-per-view. I think it was. They have a really poor women's division, and to have the balls to kind of like throw that so immediately in there is kind of weird.
Poor is not anywhere close to what it is. Like, they stacked Raw. And I'm not a huge women's wrestling fan in general. Like this Divas Revolution or whatever. Like they have a good match once every 3 months, and then everything else is garbage. I don't care what you say. But the ones that can produce those good matches every few months, they're all on Raw. There isn't a single person. I don't care what you say. Becky Lynch is not the same caliber as a Bayley or a Sasha or a Charlotte. Nikki Bella's never been good. She's the last remnants of the shit show that was the Divas before.
Oh, and goddamn her song, dude. Like, that has to be on the list of the worst fucking songs of all time, right?
And it was good when it was Twin Magic and there was 2 of them. There's one of you now. Change the music.
It's still shit. It was shit then, it's shit now.
It's shit all the time.
And because she has a reality TV show to sell, magically she's got to be a face all of a sudden. And you turn Carmella, who could have been a decent face because she still had the rub of Enzo and Cass on her, into a horrible heel. Like,
into the worst thing in the women's division on fucking SmackDown.
Alexa Bliss is not very good, but she is the best thing they have towards a heel right now. Like, and
Absolutely.
she's not
I
very
completely
good.
agree.
She's doing her job right. We love Alexa. We're team Alexa Bliss.
I love
Duncan.
Alexa Bliss. I'm team Bliss 100%.
My only problem,
I won't even lie.
My only problem with I've got several problems with Alexa, but the main problem that I have is she dyed her hair blue and pink. We get it. You want to be Harley Quinn, but this is not the time to be trying. That would be a face thing to do. You are a heel. Like, play up the mean cheerleader like she's trying to do. The biggest problem, though, is in NXT, she didn't get as much time as a lot of people because she was a manager for Blake and Murphy for a long time. And,
right.
she had a match maybe once every 4 months where mostly she was out there. So she got to talk a little bit on the mic, but in the ring, she is still very, very green.
At the same time of all of this, though, I will say that with Becky Lynch winning the championship on not SmackDown, but Backlash, I would say that is the right decision. I think Becky Lynch was the obvious choice for the first women's champion in the SmackDown, division, whatever they're calling it, the women's SmackDown,
women's SmackDown,
whatever,
or SmackDown Women's. I agree, and they made the statement pretty clear that they were going to do this because she was the and they keep telling us she was the #1 women's draft pick for SmackDown. Yes, I get it.
Yeah.
You know what the women's division really needs badly? Managers. Because none of them are good on the mic. None of them. Becky's speech during SmackDown
she's the worst.
She's just rambling, And I mean, I've got experience. I've worked with a lot of Europeans, so like I have experience understanding her dialect, but it's to the mainstream fan, it is not easy to understand her. I can imagine.
No,
it's hard. And
I don't think
honestly, like we all, like Owen said it best. He goes, "Oh, good, Becky's going to speak."
Yeah. It just gets tired, man. Like every time she does it, it's awful. And then when she wins the championship, it's supposed to be like your big moment, like the crowning of a champion. And she's even talking about like, I don't know how to really put this on my shoulders, and like, Becky Balboa. What are you doing? Like, shut up.
That was an inside joke, and that right there is one of the huge problems. And New Day does it a lot too. They do these freaking little inside jokes that make the guys in the back laugh, but no one else understands it, and it's fucking annoying.
Yeah.
Right. Michael Cole and JBL used to do it all the time too. Like, inside jokes don't work when you're broadcasting to the world.
No, that's a very, very good point. I do want to talk about some actual good things that happened on Backlash, and the biggest one to me,
the Usos debuted their new outfit.
Okay.
Oh, here comes the racism.
Man,
it's Samoan racism. It's only like half racism, right?
I'm gonna tell you this. I like the Usos more than I've ever fucking liked them in this switch.
What?
I'll give you that.
Listen,
all right.
We're erasing face paint. We're getting rid of stupid all that
the
shit.
Dancing.
We're getting rid of the dancing. We're getting rid of the hoorah thing at the beginning.
The
haka, whatever. We're getting rid of that. That's good. I like them pissed off. I like them. I want to see them go darker. I like when they came out at Backlash, but what I hated was what they were wearing on SmackDown, and that's a different story. They look like idiots on SmackDown. What they need to be wearing is what they were wearing on Backlash, and I think they need to completely have to change their music or do a remix or and then change their Titantron, because right now you can't have the fucking like playing the paint shit keep going on when you're trying to be hard. It looks dumb.
I think the music can work because it's still pretty hard hitting. The Tron needs to be changed. The biggest thing I think is this can be a resurgence for them, only because the Vaudevillains and the Ascension are the only heel tag teams on SmackDown. They need strong heels, especially.
It's a really smart move. It's a really smart move to have them absolutely like become heel, go heel. That makes complete sense. Like I
think you do what they did with Harlem Heat when they turned back in the day.
Call Hogan a nigger?
Like, slow the music down a little bit.
Yeah, I think so. Also, I actually now that you talk about Harlem Heat, what I'd like is if they started doing. I hate all these post and pre-match interviews, but I get it. They need to start doing what Harlem Heat used to do, because Booker T said he got this. He was told, you're not always gonna get mic time. So talk while you're walking down to the ring. Talk to the camera. Cut a promo while you're walking down there, and it sets you apart. And I bet the Usos doing that would be a great thing for them to start doing. Is start talking trash as they walk down. They've got a guy that walks backwards down, and there's a mic there. Why not? And take away from these stupid.
I think they are gonna become little mini Roman Reigns. I think they're gonna become little angry little Roman Reigns like minions. Like that's what they're.
No, you want them to be Roman Reigns minions because it'll give you.
So we can hate on them all at the same time. It makes complete sense.
I can't wait till you turn the corner on them and you have to admit that you like a Samoan.
Oh no, it's not gonna happen yet.
Oh, it's gonna happen.
It's not gonna happen yet.
They are going to be the dirtiest of heels. They're going to cut some decent promos because they can talk when they let them.
They can.
I did like the fact that they fucking beat the Hype Bros. That thing needs to end.
Did you not say you liked the Hype Bros 2 weeks ago?
I fuck with you all the time and say I like the Hype Bros. I hate the goddamn Hype Bros. I fuck with you. Like I fuck with this guy and make him think I like the Hype Bros. Like,
because Owen will get a good.
Taylor is the biggest Mojo Rawley fan of all time, by the way. He loves him so much. Like he thinks he's the best wrestler. He's going to the top.
Oh, Mojo is going to be a champion in the next 6 years. That's actually not a joke.
It is actually not a joke, and that's
he's gonna hold. He will hold the IC title or the US title in the next 6 years. I guarantee it. Because
it's depressing, isn't it?
Because he can be painted for the kids. All that.
Yeah.
All that stupid stuff. That's gold to Vince. If he keeps himself from getting a DUI because he drinks so much, you can play this all you want. Like, This isn't their music.
Which one is this?
This isn't their music, dude.
I don't even know which. This is
What
old.
are you even playing?
Oh, dude, this is their music from when they came out in 2010.
2010.
This
I'm
is
playing old Uso music, Duncan.
What are you doing?
Why?
I don't know.
Who lets
Just wanted to hear Usos?
Who lets you
music.
control the music? Really? But
Well,
Mojo Rawley.
we can't afford to pay a producer yet,
Yeah.
so
Well, I told him just pay me in beer. But what I'm saying is Mojo will. It's horrible, but he will be the next. God, I can't even.
U.S. champion.
Well, yeah, he'll be a
or-
champion. I'm trying to.
well, he won't
I'm
be
trying
the
to-
next one, but he'll be like the next Ryback.
He'll be no. He won't be the next Ryback because people will like him. He'll be the next Santino. He'll be the next Santino. They'll make him funny. They'll give him a couple of They'll give him a couple titles, and then that'll be it. And Zack Ryder will be sitting there holding his dick in his hand again. A guy that actually has ability, but for whatever reason, I don't know if he like fingered Linda or something. Vince is determined. He gave him one WrestleMania moment and then made him lose the title the next night.
The next night.
My number one thing I want to see is when Kurt Hawkins comes back, I want to see Zack Ryder turn on Mojo and the Edgeheads come back because that is a tag team.
But it's such a bad name. As long as they call it something else,
The only reason
it
they were
can
the
work.
the only reason they were the Edgeheads is because they made them look like Edge, but Edge isn't here anymore,
stupid.
so you can start calling them Hawkins and Ryder. And Hawkins is good, and Ryder is good when he's allowed to be, and he's not doing
Yeah,
this.
but they're going
broski
this
BS.
weird, stupid Chuck Norris direction with Hawkins now. Like, what?
Yeah,
is-
I don't know what that is.
I don't know what that is either. It's not a good.
And nobody knows what that is.
It doesn't seem. It's not pumping me up for him. I'll tell you that.
If they just played up because he's from Queens, New York. He used to call himself the King of Queens. And on the Indies, and he was really good in Global Force Wrestling, which was Jarrett's new promotion.
Yep.
When he was going as Brian Myers, he's really good. He's really kind of unbelievable. He did a small stint in TNA when they did that Global Force and TNA mix up. He's good. It's just it's going to be the same thing. The gimmick's going to kill him. They don't know how to use these guys.
But you had that same fear for Bobby Roode, and they fucking knocked that out of the park.
Bobby Roode's not on the main roster yet. NXT is a completely different beast than.
Nah, I guess you're
I'm
right
sorry, but
Valid point.
Vaudevillains were over like they were freaking Hulk Hogan
there. Yeah,
or the
and then
Road Warriors.
look at them now. Yeah.
Bobby.
Well, and so is the Ascension.
Yeah, but the difference is this: you leave Bobby Roode alone, he is amazing on the main roster. The problem will be when they try to make him WWE. Because Ascension and the Vaudevillains are nothing. They came up with their gimmicks in the NXT. This is Bobby Roode being Bobby Roode, and if you let him be like AJ Styles, if you let him be like that, where this is the Bobby Roode we knew in TNA too, just let him go and let him say whatever the hell he wants. Guys like him, guys like Eric
It's gonna
Young,
work.
guys like Samoa Joe will work. The only reason that TNA didn't rival WWE back in like 2010, right before they sold to or 2008. Before they brought Hogan in and everything went to shit, is because they didn't have the money. But if they had they had the talent to rival.
If they had the
to
money
WWE.
that they have now,
Yeah, if they
or
had
that
Corgan's
they had
money.
a few years ago.
But now with the network, they're unstoppable. But what I'm saying is those are the guys too, the Roodes, the AJs, the Samoa Joes, the Eric Youngs. That was the foundation that brought TNA to being the closest thing to a new WCW. So
I don't know that that's even possible, though. In this day and age, I don't know that it's even possible for another big wrestling promotion in North America to rival the WWE. Other places, sure, of course it is. But when you have the product that is the product that it is, and when you have the stars that you have signed to the WWE roster, I don't know that it's even possible.
It never will be.
To rival
What I'm saying though is that those were the guys, so they worked in mainstream America. So you have to trust them and let them come over to WWE and don't put too much of your WWE stamp on them. You know, they let AJ Styles. AJ Styles is a little bit goofier than he used to be, but he's still AJ Styles. You can put a little bit of twist of Bobby Roode, but
Well, and here's the thing though with AJ Styles, like he can get mean in a second. Like he can turn that goofiness off in a heartbeat and be instantly respectable. Like it's not a fear, I don't think. Like he's so good and so well respected. He can do it all.
which is what I'm saying. And the same thing with they let Seth Rollins be Tyler Black / Seth Rollins. They let Kevin Owens be Kevin Steen. You got to let these guys be them. So that's a different.
Let Nakamura be Nakamura.
Can someone get a time on that, please? I usually tell.
Yeah, motherfucker!
I usually tell Owen how long into the show before he starts sucking Nakamura's dick.
He hates him, Duncan.
Well,
He doesn't like him. I don't.
No, it's not. I've told you this 1,000 times. It's not that I hate Nakamura. I hate wrestlers being pushed down my throat. I rather them earn my respect. Eventually, I will like Nakamura because he does good matches.
Right.
But right now, I've got
The
the
Sami
entire...
Zayn Nakamura match wasn't good enough for you.
One good match doesn't mean anything. You give me... If I watch him for 5 years...
And it's not one good match, though. It's one great match.
Oh, well.
It's a great match.
Give me 5... Give me 5 years of having great matches, which I'm sure he will, and I will sit here and
then you
say...
go back and you watch them, which I did, and they are pretty much all fucking amazing.
That's fine, but again, that's what I'm saying. I don't like him yet, but you suck his dick like he's the Messiah.
Oh, yes, he is, because he is. You know who else is my new Messiah, dude? It's The Miz, man. I fucking love The Miz right now. And the IC match with Dolph was a really legit,
good, solid match.
Solid match. Like,
really good match, yeah.
it's good to see him.
I think a lot
performing
better
on
of a
that
match
level.
than any of us were really anticipating it to be at that.
Yeah, I thought it was gonna be a really boring match. Honestly,
Here's the thing. I don't think Dolph is good. Dolph and people.
of course Dolph's good. We know Dolph's good. Dolph's just stale.
He is. Dolph is horribly stale, and they did him no favors with the Summer Rae, Rusev, Lana bit last year.
Oh yeah, that was
God.
And ever since then. But also, no one wants to give due to The Miz. The Miz has worked his ass off to get to his position, and he cares. And not also, they grew up together in Cleveland. They are Cleveland guys, so they have a bond. So I knew this match was going to be amazing because they ride with each other, which means they discussed this match for probably hours.
And what else is going on in the same city on the same night as that match? The CM Punk fight.
Well, that was the night before.
That was the night before.
That was the night before. Okay, fine. Either way, you're billing a fucking show, right? You're supposed to have Miz versus Dolph things in places. Everything that they're coming to town, and it's all it's all CM Punk versus whatever the fuck his name is. Gall? Is it Gall?
Mike Holly.
Yeah, whatever.
You know what's amazing about that is it actually happened, and Dana White is amazing and a genius for this. It happened in the building that CM Punk walked away from the WWE. It was
it was the same building.
It was the same building. They took a picture of him in the room where he told Vince, "I'm leaving." They took a picture of him in that room.
It's amazing. It's amazing. And
then he got his ass beat.
The best picture of all time, though, and the best meme is maybe you even posted it, Taylor, but the fucking meme of fucking Triple H sitting there smiling.
No, I posted that
Did you
that's
post
fake.
that,
I posted that it's faked.
Is it fake?
It's fake.
I
It's
posted
fake.
it.
Yeah,
it's totally fake. I posted
it's
it.
totally-
I want that to be real so
Oh,
bad.
I wanted it to be real too. That's why I Googled it, and I Googled Triple H selfie, and that's a selfie that came up. But it was him at a takeover event in the control room.
Yeah.
And so the pictures that are on the side are also the picture that's in the background. But no, I agree. That was a great meme.
It's the best. It's the best.
But I wanted it to be real too because that would have been so ballsy. But but it's not.
Did you?
But it's not.
I watched the fight. I did finally actually watch that CM Punk fight. Can we
All 2.5 minutes of it?
Yeah, all 2.5 minutes.
Yeah, I was gonna say all 2.5. Yeah.
Yeah, it was obvious that he was out of his league, right? Like that's not even up for discussion. Like the dude shouldn't have ever really been in that octagon.
No, it was a money grab.
It was a money grab. He made crazy money on it. I know that.
He made $250K while the guy that won made $5,000 for the fight and $3,000 for the win.
No, first off, CM Punk made over $2 million for that fight.
He made $250K for the fight. He might have gotten
He's talking
money
for the fight himself,
and he buys already. He's made over $2 million.
No, that's what I'm saying. They probably gave him part of the. Sorry, I'm popping.
Pay-per-view buy package.
But yeah, the buy package. They probably gave him a percentage of that.
Absolutely, and I think that's what happened. But like you said, the original guy was for his fight. I think it was $30,000. Is Mickey Gall, right? Is Mickey Gall?
I want to say that I saw that it was single thousands. Like it was like a 5,000.
It was about $30,000. Is that what he made compared to like the 2-3 million? But it's also amazing for that guy because he gets to go on and
Well, yeah, and
He
he was
looks-
he was
Yeah,
he was
that guy would have been a mid-carder forever.
He still will be because he's only 3-0, and anybody that's booking UFC knows that this was a joke. So to not put too much stock in it, but he will always get to walk around with the balls that says,
I'm the one
I
that
destroyed CM Punk.
Destroyed CM Punk, and he did look so fucking, didn't he? In the after interview, like
I'm the one behind the
show,
0-1.
They show him when they're before they like put up the hands, you know, I don't know what you call that, but the time where the referee stands in between the two dudes and announces
Yeah,
the
before
winner,
the official decision.
Yeah,
the official decision or whatever, and you just see him and he looks just like his everything is destroyed. Like his heart is broken, his fucking face is fucked, his ear
His face is broken.
He looked like what is it, cauliflower? Cauliflower.
No, he had cauliflower.
He had
like
cauliflower.
a son of a bitch.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
But I think the problem was that he knew he was going to lose. I don't think he knew he was going to lose that badly. Like I don't care.
Right.
I don't care what he says that I came here to win and yada yada. I'm sorry, man, but there's a reason there's a minor league and there's a pro. He knew that he was gonna lose, but I think he thought he would go longer than that. I think he
did too.
If he could make it through the first round, that would have been a victory in his.
I don't
mind.
think Dana White's gonna be like putting him back in that situation anytime soon. I don't think you'll see him in UFC anytime
He's
soon.
gotta-
I think he'll keep fighting in like smaller circuits or whatever.
He's got a 3-fight deal with UFC.
Does he a 3-fight deal?
It's a 3-fight deal.
Yeah.
But Dana has already said publicly said his next fight should not be in the UFC. So I don't know if there's a time limit and where those 3 fights need to happen, or if it's just overall. So he could go and practice for another 5 years because that's how long it would take.
We can say though, like as much as I know I'm not a fan of CM Punk, and I certainly know Duncan's not a huge fan of Phil.
Correct.
I am a fan.
But Taylor is a fan.
But he is a I'm a fan of his wrestling. I understand he's a horrible human being. I understand that he is a wretch of a human being, but I am still a fan because in the ring I think he did very well. On the mic, I am a huge mic guy, so the fact that my favorite wrestler growing up was Raven, just because he cuts the greatest. Like if you can cut an amazing promo, I don't care how you are.
That's
ring.
that's what sells you on a wrestler, and that's fair, and that's completely fair.
Yeah.
Phil was good. I understand all that, but I even will say that I give him a lot of respect for actually doing it. Like a lot of people thought he would never step in the ring, never actually take the fight. Like he'd find some way to back or something, you know. Like I give him credit. Anybody that steps in a fucking ring and goes in a real fight like that, like I gotta give some props to, regardless of anything.
Absolutely.
So respect in that regard. I don't know that I like even his stance in his promos, and that's where I differ from you. Is I think that he's always kind of exuded being better than the industry, and that's where even when he was doing some of his best promos, he was just trying to say it was always against wrestling. Like he was always against the very thing that he represented. He's so what's the term I'm looking for?
Smarmy, condescending.
No. Like hypocritical.
Hypocritical.
It was a hypocritical bastard because everything he stood for, he was like everything he fought against, he was, and he like it's just it's douchey.
With the exception of the whole straight edge thing, which. You know, obviously he wasn't being hypocritical on that one, but
no,
I'm
not doubting that in the slightest.
No, hold on. That was like the biggest part of what kind of turned me off of Punk is because I caught right in that whole straight edge society thing, and I'm just like, okay,
Straight
if
Edge
you're
Society was
straight
an
edge,
amazing
great,
stable.
but if you're straight edge, shut the fuck up about it because I don't want to hear it. So, and that carries through to my real life. So, wrestling angle or not, I just could not get behind it.
I understand, but here's my issue with your issue, Owen, is that he's not against wrestling. He's against sports entertainment, which I too hate.
Right.
He's against that, but also yes,
the Vincent McMahon structure essentially.
But also the reason that he oozes that is because every big wrestler, the Rocks, the Hogans, the Flairs, the Stone Colds say the best characters is yourself turned up to 11. So yes, of course, part of the piece of shit that he is in real life, yes, it oozed onto the stage, and that's why you hated him so much. But at the same time, he was a heel. I'm so sick of these heels that want to still be liked. Much like Jericho, who I know you love.
Jericho's the man.
Exactly. Much like Jericho and KO, if they're old school heels where if I'm a heel, I don't fucking want you to like me. Jericho has a deal that is.
That's why The Miz is actually
Yeah.
so good. Is because he's a real old school heel.
When Jericho's a heel, he said that he told them, "Don't ever give me merch because I shouldn't be selling merch as
A heel shouldn't be selling.
Right.
And so
makes
that's the whole
sense.
thing. You hated Punk. Punk, no matter the fact that they were cheering him, Punk was a fucking heel for 90% of the time you
He
saw
was doing
him.
his job. He was doing
so
his job.
you hate him, and that's good. He want and
I guess I just really don't like him as a human too.
I understand that.
And that's what makes me like hate him as a wrestler. Like you've got to have like the Miz.
Dude,
I
like-
can look behind the facade and I can see that dude. You know what? I know who you are, Mike. You've fucking gone through the goddamn real world. I saw you. I grew up with you, motherfucker. Like, I've seen you, progress. Like, I know who you are behind this goddamn facade of The Miz. You're a decent human goddamn being. With CM Punk, with Bill, he's a douchebag. He's never going to be that way with me.
But that's where we're gonna differ because I've always 100% been an old school guy, and in the old school before kayfabe was dead, you don't know what that person was like in real life. You thought the character was that person. $1 Million Man didn't have millions of dollars, but he traveled first class everywhere because kayfabe. And so
He was told to do that.
Yeah,
he was actually.
no,
I think Vince like give him extra money to fly first class.
They-
so that
they
he
booked
kept
all of his
the
flights.
appearance. Yeah, he kept up the appearance.
They booked all of his flights.
Yep.
They gave him all the limos. So I don't.
What a great gimmick to have, by the way. You're the only one that's like the rich guy and that gets to get flown around by Vince McMahon.
And what
all
a
the
shitty
all the other
fucking end of the
wrestlers.
deal for Virgil.
Yeah, all
Oh,
the other
Jesus.
wrestlers are sitting in
But
coach.
apparently he has a huge
You're
dick.
fucking
But so I don't care that he's a piece of shit in real life because I can compartmentalize because he was great in the fucking ring, and I also appreciate what guys like the Miz have been through. But at the same time, it doesn't change the fact that if you're a bad fucking guess what, Daniel Bryan is supposed to be a decent human being. I fucking hate him. I fucking hate Daniel
You're
Bryan.
on team anti-Brian right now,
Oh, I
aren't you?
fucking hate Daniel Bryan with a passion because he is shit in
All
front
right,
of the.
all right. Me
Yo,
and
hold
Duncan
on,
are
hold
big.
on. I want to.
This needs to be addressed.
Hold on. This is way more entertaining than a goddamn recap
Oh,
show.
I wasn't trying to do that. I was just trying to say that me and you are big Daniel Bryan fans.
I don't know. I'm a total Daniel Bryan fan, but I also look, let's go back to CM Punk for just 1 second.
Okay.
I don't like CM Punk as a human being. Do I think he's great in the ring? Yeah, I fucking do. Is the GTS always my creative wrestler finisher when I do fucking 2K games? Yeah, it is.
Thank you, Itayo.
But exactly, dude. But I will watch CM Punk. I don't cheer him, but fuck, when he's a heel, you're right. I'm not supposed to be cheering him. But it's not like I don't like him to the point where I would turn off a match.
No, because you're a fan of anybody that's
I'm a fan of wrestling.
wrestling.
Yeah. I mean, but that's my whole thing is that I get hating Punk as a human being. I understand. The guy turned on Colt Cabana, who's supposedly the nicest guy in all of wrestling.
Come on, Colt Cabana.
Another one of the tribesmen, so I have a small place in my heart for him.
Yeah, of course. I love Colt. We all love
Yeah,
Colt.
so but my whole thing is that you can hate Phil as much as you want to hate Phil, but I just hate when people are like, "Oh, he wasn't as good as everyone thinks he was." No, he really was in the ring, not as a human being, but in the ring.
Yeah,
that's my big gripe.
Separating, and dude, I'm with you on the whole kayfabe thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, fuck, I'm in my 30s. Like, I remember when kayfabe was still a thing. And that was the era of wrestling that I grew up on, and that was what that's what I know. And I like that there's still some guys who have an element of, keeping their character.
Like Bray.
No, Bray was on a reality TV show with his family recently. So
Was he?
Yeah, he was. I'll show it to you on YouTube
Oh
sometime.
no, they're ruining ruining Bray, aren't they? They're really ruining Bray.
No. They ruined Bray. Now they're just finishing it.
Well, I'm not to be a dick, but we can at least throw that into the fucking conversation. I mean, this on the Backlash thing. I mean, we do have the fucking Randy fucking. I guess I still have concussions. Orton getting beat up in the hallway, and that's the way WWE sells it. Like Bray Wyatt is gonna beat it backstage. Like,
hold a second.
Hang on. No, it's fucked.
He got busted open the hard way by a former UFC champion, and might still have a heart. I might still have a concussion. Yes, you would be dead if you took 3 of the shots that Randy Orton took.
It
was
no
stupid.
doubt.
It's not my problem with Orton. It's my problem with the WWE. How the fuck you gonna book that shit then?
They thought he would survive. They thought he would come back in time. Concussions are a weird
thing,
thing,
dude. They
dude.
had Super Cena healing powers.
Yeah.
No, if I was in the audience and I would probably, if I was a fucking Randy Orton fan, if I was a fan of Bray Wyatt, I would have been really fucking pissed because I paid to see this match. Motherfucker, I demand a refund.
You saw Kane.
But you know what? You're not going to get it because every single ticket, every single advertisement, every single everything has a little asterisk and it says card subject to change.
Yeah, I know they do, but it is kind of shitty, right? To promote a fight
It's
that's
very
not going to
shitty.
happen. Like, it's not cool.
But to be honest though, it did sound like from all the dirt sheets. Take that for what it is.
And then you're going to throw fucking Kane at
Jesus
Bray
Christ.
Wyatt.
Wait for
and
it.
then
Wait
you're
for
gonna
it.
have Bray Wyatt lose to Kane.
All right.
Are you insane? Wow, you're ruining.
Will you?
Glenn
Owen,
Jacobs
breathe.
clearly
Breathe.
needs these wins. We all need this young upstart Glenn Jacobs to really take off and go through the leagues.
I believe Isaac Yankem is his name.
Yeah, I believe that's what they're gonna reintroduce him as. It's gonna be amazing.
You mean Diesel? Is that who you're talking about?
Oh yeah, that's right. Fake Diesel. Fake Diesel's coming in, and his name is actually Fake Diesel, which would be really funny, actually, if that was.
I mean, we do have Luke Gallows again. We could have Kane versus Kane again.
Oh, we could just do Kane
That
versus
would be great.
Kane. Oh, do it, please. Like, now I want that.
Eventually, I am hoping that they, just as a joke, do have Gallows versus Kane, and somebody makes a joke about how much they look alike.
Oh, or he
That
comes
would
out
be
in
so
the
good.
old, like Gallows comes out in the old Kane mask, like, but it's a kind of
Yeah.
a joke. Like, dude, that would be funny as hell.
The one that he wore in the past, anyway. Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's my only thing.
It's just sad for Bray.
It
is
but the match itself was actually pretty decent because they made it no holds barred.
It was Kane.
That's fine. Kane
Kane
Kane's
stepped
been around.
up.
Kane's
I'll
been
tell you
around
this.
for almost 20 years and took this on a win. They only figured this out the
Can you
morning
imagine,
of.
like Kane? He's like, he's fucking chilling backstage. He thinks he's got it all. Vince calls him in the room. He's like, dude, I'm sorry to tell you this, but you're
Dude,
gonna,
Kane
you're
is,
gonna have to
Kane
wrestle
is a
tonight.
through and through company man. You
That's-
know he was
He's
just
like,
like,
no
you got it,
problem.
dog.
Actually-
Bray Wyatt, we got this. No problem. We're gonna put on a fucking.
And they've got a
put on
pass.
match.
They've got a pass, so it makes sense. And to be fair, I'm sure if it was up to Kane, he would have done the job because Kane is all about putting over younger talent.
That's the problem,
Yep.
though. Like, why couldn't they have at least made Bray look a little bit better?
They did, though. He did that. The main holy shit moment of the night that they keep showing in highlights is Bray doing that senton through the table.
Which the senton through the table is cool, and I know you were very unimpressed. With
I
the
am
senton.
I am very unimpressed with it. You you took a back bump on top of another human being.
I thought it was pretty fucking dope. I thought for Bray, that's a good moment. Like him jump.
I much
What
rather.
how do you feel about this?
Yeah,
Duncan?
Duncan.
Man, like, I don't know. It's as far as
Is it a
impressive
holy
bumps
shit
to take,
moment?
Is it a holy shit moment? A broken announce table? Not in 2016.
I guess not, right?
Listen, if you want to break the announce table, Bray Wyatt has done the Uranagi more times than I can count in the last year.
that's true.
Why don't you Uranagi him through the table? It looks much
That
more
would've been
looks much
cooler.
more
That
impressive.
actually would've
You
been
could have
cooler.
bent Kane in half, or do the Sister Abigail through there.
That
and
would have
then-
been
and then-
cooler
Abigail
too.
through the
and then
table.
try and drag him in, and as you're dragging him into the ring, you turn around, get an RKO, and then Orton puts Kane on top of him instead of this chokeslam.
This
thing.
also brings me to a point, though, of how WWE needs to start respecting the finishing moves again. I think it's they've done it with certain ones because apparently no one can kick out of a Dirty Deeds or a Dolph Ziggler super kick these days. Like those things are like gold apparently. Like
I'm pretty sure Seth Rollins kicked out of Dirty Deeds twice in SummerSlam.
Did he?
Yeah, that
right,
was the problem
okay.
with SummerSlam. Everyone kicked out of everyone's finisher like 6 times. It's more to your point. It's
and
more
that's
to your
more
point.
to my
yeah.
point, exactly.
No, that's
Is the-
I'm saying to your point. Yes,
They don't respect those finishing moves anymore. There are a few, I guess. What would you say are the most respected then finishing moves that currently exist?
I would honestly say the only one, the RKO, because that seems to take anybody out.
Yeah, that seems to be one. Tombstone. If Undertaker were to come up and
unless you're Brock.
Unless you're Brock, who took like 3 of them, except for the fact that
which is fucking stupid.
No
one should
tombstone
kick
happens,
out of the tombstone.
This tombstone, or unless you're HBK, who kicked out of 2 per their matches. But
you don't do it. I don't know, Brock style. Brock fucking.
Yeah. Well, we'll talk for another hour about how much Brock's a piece of shit if we really got into it.
Exactly.
But finishers, it used to be that in a big match, in a big SummerSlam, WrestleMania blow-off match, is the only time that you would ever kick out of a finisher. And it was huge. And now, if the finisher comes...
Now it's on Raw. Now it's on SmackDown.
If a finisher comes within 15 minutes of the match, I already know that it's a false finish.
Right.
Like, and I should never. It should always, and
it should always take you by surprise. It should be an oh shit moment. It should always be like the cap to a match. It should, wow, he was able to get him in this final finisher to end the thing.
There's a reason that JR used to like shit a brick anytime somebody kicked out a finisher because it used to matter. Now the Styles Clash is kicked out of almost every other week.
Dude, that's the worst.
But then he wins the WWE title with it. Figure out what this guy's finisher is. Is it the phenomenal forearm? Is it the calf
should
crusher?
be the goddamn Clash. We should all say it should be the Clash.
It should be, but the Clash scares Vince because it's broken people's necks before, but never because of AJ. It's always because the other person doesn't know how to hit it.
I think he's training all of them one by one how to do this motherfucker right because he's like, no, the Clash is AJ.
Well, that's
I'm saying.
Well, that's why AJ could do it on Cena because Cena knows how to do it. And the guys that he's working with right now have taken it in the indies, so they understand. But the problem is that AJ, if he were to bring up, with the newer guys,
we haven't even announced that we are in the time of the year now, or we are in a place that exists that AJ Styles is literally the world champion. Like
the
WWE
and
world champion. Kevin Steen is the WWE Universal Champion.
And now we have. Even with Backlash, like it was cool to see Rhino
win a title,
an ECW favorite with good old
our boy
Heath Slater, Team Above Ground Pool, fucking coming in there and getting. Heath got his rightful place. They did it for the kids.
Job.
I kind of want that shirt, except for the fact I don't want anyone to think I have kids.
Yeah, I know, right?
But you know what my big thing about that match is the fact that I'm really happy Slater got the pin because during the entire tournament it was Slater getting his ass beat and then tagging in Rhino and Rhino saving it.
You're
and even though,
absolutely right.
And even though
give him some credit. Finally, give him a little.
Even though Rhino's the one that hit the gore, the fact that Slater got the pin, it's been his angle. It is the most organic mid-card angle in probably the last 7 years.
It's amazing.
Yeah, and so that
me and Duncan have talked about this before, but the only winner or the biggest winner of the draft is Heath Slater.
100%, because I think they expected this just to be a ha little kick to Heath's nuts because he will roll with it. But then it turned into something kind of amazing.
Gold.
Because for some reason the night of the draft when they the last thing you see is Heath in the dark yelling for Shane and Stephanie. I died laughing and I wanted to see more. And then him going back and forth from show to show was fucking priceless. And I just it was one of those things that it was organic. It's finally something that they just let happen and they're just like, hey, the crowd liked that. Let's see if they like that.
I gotta ask you guys this though. Overall, I mean, we know what's happened in the last couple of weeks, but especially when it comes to KO winning the title, why have they not really addressed the Triple H situation? I mean, KO's said yeah, I'm the new favorite, Seth. You know, like you used to be the golden boy. Like now he chose me. But that's all that's been said. It's never been really. It's not addressed. You know, it's not been addressed at all. Why did Triple H choose KO to win that match? Like they have to do that, right? At some point.
Duncan, you want to take
I
this before
would
me?
think at some point that look, like if they're going to have to address it because it was like a big glaring fucking asterisk in that match, right? Like you have to be like, hey, but by the way, Triple H came out and, essentially went fucking 2002 on everybody.
Here's the thing that I think is glaring about this is that everyone's first reaction, other than the fact that holy shit, Kevin Owens is the champion, is the fact that everyone's like, oh no, Triple H is going to make this about himself. Oh God, it's going to be another authority thing for another 2 years. But now, the fact that he's backing off is to let it be about them. To let it be about them for about a month. And I guarantee you, at Clash of Champions, Triple H shows up and we start building towards Seth versus Triple H at Survivor Series.
Right.
So, but I think it's a good thing that they've not really addressed it as a huge thing.
Seth Triple H at Survivor Series would make complete sense and be really fucking interesting and cool, honestly. I would love that.
Well,
I'm glad that they didn't do the Raw right after SummerSlam and have Triple H be the opening segment of why he did whatever he did.
That would have ruined it. It would have made it
absolutely.
Yeah.
But so that's my only thing is the reason they haven't touched on it yet is because they don't want to make it about him. That's why, Stephanie and Mick had the little thing the week after, but then they're letting it be because one of the biggest complaints that they had to have gotten is the fact that the authority figures were taking too much time. And they're despite what everyone wants to say, WWE does listen sometimes. That's why we have Kevin Owens and AJ Styles as fucking the two top guys right now.
Exactly.
Like those are not Vince McMahon guys.
That wouldn't have happened without the internet wrestling community. Let's just say that. It wouldn't have happened if they weren't behind them.
Please don't give them that much credit.
I
hate the IWC.
You have to kind of say there's some truth in that, though.
There is, and they are on all types of social media, and it's not just to like get as many likes and stuff like that. This is free marketing for them. There are guys that Vince is going to be stuck on that I'm sorry, no matter what anyone wants to say, Cesaro's never getting over because no matter what he does, Vince doesn't see it, and if Vince doesn't see it, he doesn't care.
Why not? Because he's fucking brilliant.
I'm not saying there's anything wrong with him. I'm saying that Vince is already
He's stating the fact. Like, he's stating the cold reality that none of us as Cesaro fans want to face.
No, I don't see that. I think that can change. I mean, what is it? You think it's simply the gimmick? You think it's simply what is it about him that Vince hates?
It's not that Vince hates. Vince doesn't get. Vince doesn't get some things. He doesn't get some of the gimmicks. He doesn't get what people like so much about Claudio.
But if people were to get behind him enough,
how many people got behind Zack Ryder after WrestleMania?
A lot.
Millions.
Yeah.
What happened to Zack Ryder the day after WrestleMania?
He got with the hype bros.
No, he didn't. He lost
his title. He lost his title
and went back down to NXT.
And went back to NXT.
The fact of the matter is
got hyped.
Got hyped and stayed hyped. The thing is that Vince will listen to a point, but if he doesn't see anything, he's a go with his gut kind of guy because that's what built him this empire.
So this brings up an interesting prospect now with obviously we would call Vince's boy, the man, the guy, Roman Reigns coming back into the equation. Did lose the match by slightly fucked up terms, but not too fucked up.
It makes sense. Its storyline makes sense, and it assuages.
Ruru comes back in. Ruru's coming back in. I like seeing Ruru fucking with Reigns. I love seeing Ruru beat up Reigns. It's great.
I know that earlier, a couple weeks ago, that you and Duncan had the same type of fears that I did, which is that. Okay, you got to slap on the wrist that for a month he's not in the main event, and then he's going to be pushed down our throats again. But this tells me that, personally to me, I see them fighting at Clash of Champions, and then I see Roman winning, which, as much as I'm not a Roman Reigns fan, that means that he's going to be down in the mid-card for at least 6 months. Because
I'm actually cool. Duncan, are you cool with Roman winning the U.S. title?
Yeah, totally.
I'm cool with it. Yeah,
and to
it's
me,
like you're saying, like it keeps him there.
it keeps him there because they're not going to have him have a small title reign. If he wins the title, it will be a 5 to 6. If he wins the title this month, he will have it going into WrestleMania. I can almost guarantee it. And that gives us enough. And also,
now we can actually work with something and develop a Cesaro Roman. Like I want to see a Cesaro Roman feud. I think that would be a good feud.
And it gives him the opportunity.
US title.
If he were to have a really good set of matches and have a reign that is respectable, I think people would start being okay with him maybe getting back in. The biggest knock against Roman was that he didn't deserve it, that he was handed it. And that's the biggest, at least that's what I've noticed a lot of the biggest problem is. But if we watch for the next year and a half, him really, really earn it, maybe, and him learn a little bit better on the mic, and for the love of God, turn him heel.
For the love of God.
For the love of God, turn him heel. We already fucking
Yeah,
hate
we're
him.
all on team turn Roman heel.
And that would bring us, like I just said, like throw a Cesaro Roman feud in there, because now we've got the opportunity for this Cesaro Sheamus thing, which is working its way out. Yeah, kind of expected. Sheamus won the first feud. Now Cesaro's going to have a massive comeback, and it's going to come down to one match, probably at Night of Champions, one would assume. But
Clash of Champions.
And or it might even be on the show before, because they said the winner of this gets a title opportunity. He never said what title. He didn't say it was the Universal, so I'm assuming it's kind of for the U.S. title.
It's basically the U.S. title's number one contendership series.
Exactly, that's kind of what it is, and that would make great sense. Now, if Roman were to win it, now we have Cesaro battling Roman for that title. Be a great feud. Do it. Get rid of Nia Jackson, all that bullshit. Fucking done with it. Stop it with fucking the Anderson and Gallows New Day thing is really shit. I love all of them, but come on, I'm done with it.
Well, I mean, they actually,
Raw was a weak show. Let's just go ahead and say that, right?
Well, I will say the one thing about the New Day and all that is they at least admitted that that the Old Day segment from last week was bad. So much so that they said, "Hey, by the way, we burned that tape. We will never see it again."
Yeah, you'll never see that one again.
And I think it bodes well that maybe that was like, okay, let's stop trying to. Anderson and Gallows are funny guys, but let's stop that. We need them to be the badass Bullet Club guys that we brought in.
And they kind of did do that later, in the show.
And so my thing is, I'm hoping at Clash of Champions they win the titles because
I hope they do too.
New Day's won it long enough.
I do too.
New Day has it long enough, and now let's see them bow through some people. Let's see them be the outsiders of this generation and just have them destroy people. Like I'm all for that, and then bring up some guys from NXT and let's really get this division good.
I feel like both shows were a little wishy-washy this week. Like there was nothing like really stand out. We had the old Jack Swagger getting in a feud with Baron Corbin.
Baron Corbin.
Wait, you don't want to talk about the fact that they had the brown guy in the turban beat the All-American the day after 9/11?
That is kind of weird, isn't it? That is.
He's a Sikh.
No, I know. Jinder in no way.
Yeah,
Jinder's not a Muslim.
The
or anything
average
like that.
WWE fan does not understand.
Right, I know that, but it's like I don't know.
I come in peace, but I'm a heel. What is? I don't understand that.
I don't get it. What he's doing.
How does that work?
It's a really dumb idea.
Because in Vince's mind, no matter what they say, they're brown, so they're a heel.
Oh, so he and Owen think the same way?
I mean,
no, Owen. It has to be Samoan.
Yeah, it's
can,
only Samoans, bro.
It has to be brown Samoan.
Well,
you can be brown Latin. You can be brown.
No, because he hates the shining side.
He
You hate the shining stars too, so you hate Latins.
See, what did you think of the
But
whole?
he's married to one.
Come on, seriously though.
Yeah.
The main event of SmackDown, fucking, I loved the way they did that all night. AJ Styles is trying to find his tag team partner. He's asking everyone. He asked Baron Corbin. He did not. Baron Corbin did
Baron
not.
Corbin said no.
Said no.
He said, oh, I will not be your partner.
I will not be your partner in your wrestling match. Yeah, no, he
I'm
did
staying
not.
out of this.
So I guess he was like assigned, right? James Ellsworth, but James Ellsworth, he's a Raw guy. So,
yeah.
Are we going to talk about this stupid
this
Mick Foley
is crazy.
thing?
Well, no, we will in a second.
Okay.
We will. But I love the way that the Miz came out, attack the jobber like, no, fuck this. I'm a main event guy. How dare you? You get out of here. I'm wrestling in this match. I think there could be honestly a kind of a cool partnership if they want to go that way a little bit. Like maybe the Miz and AJ kind of help each as champions. Like knock, like, hey, we're the best. Like let's help each other out type thing. Like I could almost see it. It would work with the characters and the gimmicks. Like,
you know what I just realized? Every major male champion on both Raw and SmackDown are heels right now.
Yeah, man. Duncan, you were actually kind of worried about that. That's why you didn't.
I was worried that
one of them were going to do
the
it.
Belt. Yeah, I was worried that they weren't going to put the belt on AJ at Backlash because that, both the. But you're right. Now all of the
but even the US and the IC champ because Rusev's still heel. Yeah.
Apart from Nakamura down in NXT because he's the biggest face in the world, nigga. Come on.
And he's not part of the main roster, so he doesn't count.
Relax.
Owen, I'm actually in the studio. I can hit you. I have something over Duncan.
That is an advantage that you have not listening and actually being in studio this week.
But what anyways. What I do like though is that to your point about them having this unity is that the whole Jake Ellsworth thing was that Daniel Bryan trying to fuck with AJ Styles. So and Miz has this thing going on with Daniel Bryan, so it makes sense. It makes sense that they join together as having the power because they have the championships and saying, no, we have the power. You don't have the power.
Daniel Bryan, we have more power than you because.
So go back to your goddamn reality TV show.
I kind of love that idea. And speaking of championships, we just got a goddamn new one,
an amazing one,
and an amazing one. And we have to talk about this, guys. I know we've gone long tonight, and we will continue to go because how often do I get, Al Blow in studio? So,
well, I do enjoy
very
Head.
true.
Everyone loves Head.
We'll say though, that the Cruiserweight Classic (CWC) has been one of the best wrestling shows or just entities that has existed in a very long time. I can't believe that the WWE actually produced this, to be honest with you.
It's because it was a Triple H production. It wasn't a Vince McMahon production.
Yes. Are we all in agreement? It was fucking awesome.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Start to finish.
100%.
Start to finish.
I mean, I've
every match.
Every
there was
match.
There were some
the whole tournament.
There were some that was a pretty decent match, but there were no bad matches.
There were no bad matches.
There was
no bad matches. There were some maybe like B matches.
But a lot of these guys never faced each other before.
Most of the matches are seriously like, especially when you get past the first couple rounds. It's wow. All these matches are incredible. Like, and you get to the point that, they did this last little special right. I really liked the way it was all produced. I thought it was great to have, the people that won, and it doesn't matter. Like, I'm a big
you cried
Zack
a little
Sabre
bit about
Jr.
Zack
fan.
Sabre.
I wanted England to take it home.
Well, he would have if they had signed a contract, but he and Ibushi wouldn't sign a contract. So,
exactly.
Right.
And the fact of the matter is we're about to launch this huge division. We need the final two of this big tournament to be guys that we can now see next week on Raw. And a lot of people, you guys may not have realized it as much, but TJ Perkins has a lot of name recognition. He was in TNA for a lot of years. And even though it was under a mask, people knew it was him.
Or something,
he was Suicide for a while, and then he became Manic. But in between that, he actually did compete for about 3 months as TJ Perkins, and then he went with James Storm, and became Manic, with his little revolution. And so TJ Perkins has, and also I told you at the beginning of this, at the beginning of the tournament, that I thought Vince wanted an Asian guy that could speak good English.
Makes a lot of sense.
Me, because he wants that market. They've been billing TJ Perkins from the Philippines. He was born in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
He is an American, but
I saw that too.
But they put the Philippines on him because they want that market. And because
that's so weird. Oh, that sucks, man. Because
it's not.
I remember after the celebration, after if you watch the show, and he comes down the stairs, and he makes a big point of pointing to his
Filipino
flag on his
yeah.
shorts and whatever.
And
that's stupid. Like, let him just be him, because he looked like a great champion, dude. He, like, with that belt on him, like, first off, I like that belt.
I like the belt too.
I like the belt a lot.
I do too.
I like the belt.
I think it.
I knew it would be
looked
purple.
great
Yeah.
around him.
It reminded me a little bit of the Jeff Hardy TNA World Heavyweight Champion from a couple years ago, which is actually really funny. Which is really funny because from TNA this week, they actually did some stupid thing where they baptized Jeff Hardy again, and he came back up, and he was in that old gear with that old championship on his shoulder, and it's purple and silver like that.
You think they?
No.
You think they ever come back?
No, because
Hardys.
Matt Hardy has over the last year tweeted so hard anti WWE stuff. I think Jeff really wants to. I think Matt has already determined that he's burned his bridge.
So maybe Jeff, not Matt.
If Jeff can stay clean for longer than 2 months.
Yeah, I was gonna say if Jeff can pass the fucking wellness policy.
Right.
But despite that, he is Filipino. TJ Perkins is Filipino, and working with a lot of Filipinos that I've worked with, that heritage goes Samoan deep. It goes deep. So he does very well represent those people, and that's the market he wants. But it's basically like, it's not like it, but I was gonna say it's like when they tried to make Kofi Jamaican, but he's from Ghana.
He's as Filipino as I am English.
No, he wasn't born in the Philippines. You were born in England.
But I actually was born there.
Yeah, so that's not right at all.
You know my point. Like, I'm so
Yeah, yeah.
So
Americanized.
it's not accurate.
Yeah, your point is not accurate at all.
Fuck off.
But I mean, I do get it. He is an Americanized guy, but he does represent that, and that's a big thing. And I think no matter what anyone says, Vince is still very wary about putting a lot of stock into luchadors. Because so putting the first championship on Grand Metalik,
I was not surprised that that was the
putting
outcome.
putting the title on Grand Metalik was not going to happen.
No.
It is what it is. But the tournament was amazing. Actually, I thought one of the greatest matches was Perkins versus Ibushi. For the semifinals, I think that was a much better match than the finals.
I think it made the whole thing really opened our eyes to how great Johnny Gargano is, and how great
Tomas Ciampa,
man.
Cedric Alexander.
Because that match, Cedric Alexander, like
Oh,
all these
yeah.
guys that are now going to be moving up into this division, and do we trust Raw with this? Aren't we a little bit skeptical of, oh man, like they're gonna kind of ruin this, aren't they?
They've got to let these guys have identities. They can't just it can't be for a while in WCW the cruiserweights were just, hey, look at these guys, here's their name.
They were faces doing flips.
Yeah.
They were just
I think they just want to get the indie crowd, so they're going to make a spot monkey division. But if they really let them do backstage promos, if they really let them talk, if they let them,
if Triple H has any say, I think he's going to make that happen. Because one thing I can say about the cruiserweight division, or sorry, the cruiserweight classic, is that there was no story really going in. Like as an outsider, like coming in, you're looking at it, you're like, whoa, okay, now we're pairing all these people, we're getting introductions to all of it, whatever. But they developed storylines even within the tournament.
They let each person have their own story. They let the Brian Kedrick thing play out.
They kind of like they made something of kind of nothing, which is kind of brilliant in a weird way. But I enjoyed it because it felt more real. It felt like this was a World Cup or an Olympic event for wrestling, and it would be nice to see that. They said this was they keep saying too, this has been the first cruiserweight classic. Like it seems like this is going to be a reoccurring thing. I wouldn't doubt it's going to be an annual thing.
I think actually they're bringing back. They just announced that they're bringing back the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic, so I think they are going to want to keep doing these tournaments. I think next year will probably be, hey, we're going to do this, and now it's going to be for the number one contendership of the title. But can I ask one thing though? Does anyone understand why they got a medal to get into the
I
that
didn't really
confused
get
me.
the medal thing. I think they were trying to disguise the fact they were going to introduce the belt later.
Well,
So it was like all for this trophy, but like, hey, you're a semifinalist, you're going to get the belt.
as a finalist.
Trophy thing. Duncan, am I wrong here? What do you think?
I mean, I don't know. I don't. like I don't remember the, like, besides the trophy, like I don't know why you would play it up as it only being for the trophy and then introduce the belt. Like I would figure that the belt would be the trophy. Whatever.
But that's kind of the way
charge.
they did it, right? Though I mean, they kind of did it all night. It was for the trophy, and then right at the last minute, it's like, now you got a belt.
Well,
like,
apparently,
now you're the champion that's going on to Raw.
Apparently, even T.J. Perkins didn't know it was going to be for the belt until Triple H was out
And
there.
I actually believe that.
I
That's the way
believe it too.
WWE does that shit.
He and Grand Metalik didn't know that the title was going to.
That was going to happen.
They
That
probably,
Triple H was even going to come out. Like,
well, no, I think they listen. Triple H is always going to come out to remind people that he did things because he's always not recently, but he used to always open every freaking takeover and just
I am the game. I just want you to know that I am the best of all time. By the way,
well, no, it's more that
it's more
I
look what I did.
Check out this cool shit I just did.
It really is, but
'cause I'm the game.
Which is kind of amazing because if he thinks that none of us know that he's the one running NXT by now, then what the fuck?
Don't let anybody know that Triple H is behind the scenes. Everybody, keep it quiet. That Triple H is running the show, everyone. Don't let anyone know that.
But
that's like nobody knowing that you run this show.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying, though. That's kind of what he does. It's like, it's super secret that Triple H runs the NXTs.
I don't think he thinks. I don't think he pretends it's super secret. He stands in the middle of the ring.
Yeah.
And
and proclaims
exactly.
this
and then
is
he
NXT.
has that big 360
cool,
camera swoop around him.
Remember that there's the kayfabes. Don't fuck up the kayfabes.
Owen's having way too much fun with this.
Sorry, I had a stroke.
It wasn't as fun as I thought it'd be.
Yeah, it was okay.
I don't know. My biggest thing is I feel like they were trying to emulate like the Japanese tournaments that they have, like New Japan does their junior heavyweight.
Well, that's kind of exactly what they were doing.
No, it was, but from what I can remember, you don't give a medal to someone just because they made it to the finals. You just give them the fucking trophy, which, by the way, was made by American Chopper.
Yeah, that was pretty shit.
Yep.
We talked about that before on another one of our shows.
Yeah, it was made by the Orange County Chopper.
That's what it was. Orange County Choppers.
The guys with the big mustaches and the not giving
well,
no
because
shits.
you do remember that they're the ones that designed not the current World Heavyweight Championship, but like
Did
the
they make
Scratch
the spinner?
US Championship.
No,
they didn't make the spinner. They made
that
the
was all
Scratch
Cena.
US Championship, like the one that Rock. You know what I mean?
Oh,
like the one,
that
wasn't it the
weird
one
in
that,
between one that no one really likes.
Yeah,
That
the one
one-
that looks an awful lot like the current one, except it looks like bad.
Fair enough.
Very descriptive.
Very good. I'm gonna do something because I think it's about the end of the show, and you're gonna love it, Duncan. It's a little game that we're gonna play before we get out of here between you and Taylor. All right.
All right.
I got a list over here.
I'm already guessing this is rigged. You're texting him
I
this
got
list right now.
no. I got a list over here of the top wrestlers in WWE history as seen on the DVD, WWE Top 50 Superstars of All Time.
Of all time.
This is your trivia game, is guessing this list.
Guessing the list. Here's the thing. This game is going to be played the first to 10 points. All right? The first to 10 points. So, if you were to guess number 20, no,
You get 20 points.
Yeah, exactly. But it doesn't work. No, it doesn't work like that.
This is ill-conceived.
It's ill-conceived. I'm gonna figure out the game as we go, and I'm gonna judge it as we go.
Oh, this is totally going
But-
your way, Duncan.
Oh yeah.
Definitely
Now,
rigged.
how about we do this? First to 100 points.
Oh, fuck off.
First to 100 points because you're gonna get all the weird ones.
Owen, let it go.
All right. What's the wrestler you're going with? The first wrestler you're going with on your top. 'Cause Duncan gets to go first because he's obviously like royalty here.
Oh yeah, obviously he's
Yeah,
one of the
right.
he's one of the actual hosts.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna go Stone Cold Steve Austin for number one, or for my number one pick.
All right, you got 3 points. You got 3 points.
All right.
All right. That he's number 3 on the list. He's number 3 on the list.
Wait, so if we want the higher points, which means we want the people that are lower ranked.
No, it's not. It's not the way we're playing.
That is exactly. Austin was number 3, so you just gave him 3 points, and he wants to make it to 100.
I mean, I'll judge it the way I want to judge it.
All rules are arbitrary in
Uh-huh.
No Studios.
Yeah, you don't. It's no wrestling.
I call
motherfucker.
shenanigans already.
All right. Taylor, though, what are you going with? What do you go?
If I want the most points, shouldn't I say Brooklyn Brawler? No, that was a joke, Owen. Let's go. Ric Flair.
Ric Flair, number 17. Number 17. So you're negative 17. That's what you are. That's what you are. You're negative 17.
Oh,
Taylor's negative 17.
It's the Orlando screw job.
You got 3 right now. You got 3 right now, Duncan. Guess. All right. So guess who's the top wrestler? Come on, Duncan. Who's the top wrestler?
I'm going top wrestler. Shawn Michaels.
Shawn Michaels is the winner. Oh man, you got all right. So you got 4 points because he's number 1, and he's negative 13.
17.
17. So all right, who's number 2, bro? Who's number 2?
The son-in-law, Triple H.
No, you're wrong. Triple H is way down the list. He's way down. He's 12.
Okay.
So okay, what's 17 minus 12? That's 5. Right?
Yes.
All right. You got 5 points. This is Owen's grading scale. It changes. All right. It's based on how the game's going. Duncan, you got your next guest. I want you to guess.
Duncan, I'm gonna hit him with the car again as soon as you tell me
number. If you get this, the game ends. If you can guess number 5. All right. Here's the deal. Both of you will get this. We're gonna guess on number.
Jesus Christ.
No, I'm thinking of the number 14. 14. I'm going to give you the 13 wrestlers in the poll before the 14th. And if you can get the wrestler, you're going to win. All right?
This is retarded.
No,
Wait.
you're going to love it. You're
This
going to love it.
is the one chance I get for Duncan to give me a poll, so let's go.
Here we go. Shawn Michaels, number 1. Undertaker.
There's
number
no way
2.
anyone's listening anymore.
Stone Cold Steve Austin, number 3. Number 4 is Bret the Hitman Hart. Number 5, The Rock. Number 6, Harley Race. Number 7, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. Number 8, Andre the Giant. Number 10, Rowdy Roddy Piper. Number 11, Eddie Guerrero. Number 12, Triple H. Number 13, Gorgeous George. And number 14, who is the man that has not been said in that list that needs to be, Duncan, on that list?
Well, besides number 9 you didn't say either. You just skipped right over that. But
Oh, please don't. Now he's got to find it.
Oh no, I didn't do number 9. Oh, I skipped Rey Mysterio.
Racist.
racist.
Sorry, it was my incumbent racism.
Oh my God.
How many of the superpowers have not been named on this list? It's incredible.
Macho Man Randy.
Oh,
Randy!
you bastard! You stole. That's exactly what I was gonna say.
Oh, yeah. See, yeah. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's get some more Usos music as we celebrate Duncan's victory in this.
You want me to dance with my shirt off?
That's a really good quiz, guys.
Someone send him an actual quiz. The next time I come on, we'll do real trivia. Because normally I'm the guy that would have set that up, but
But then that would have.
Then that would have been wrong.
Kind of defeated the whole purpose, right?
See, someone always has to do the work for Owen, and if it can't be me,
yeah.
this is what happens.
Basically, Oh No Wrestling, I just need you guys to do the work for me. And then I'll play the Usos
You provide
songs.
us with what you want us
Hey.
to entertain.
It's my new jam, bro.
Oh, there's been some good loving made to this. How many times has Jimmy banged Naomi to this?
I'm going to tell you this right now.
Every time.
Owen is Team Usos. I'm switching sides, heel Usos. You got me, bro. Ditch that fucking
As long as
paint.
they ain't got no face paint.
Hey,
Owen's
as long
on
as you
board.
got no paint, you fucking
Believe that.
believe that.
By the end of the year, we'll get him cheering for Roman.
Oh,
I have no doubt.
dude, I swear to God, that fucking like Razor's Edge powerbomb thing he's doing is pretty sweet. I'm not gonna lie. Roman's all right, man. I'm telling you, Roman's okay.
You have such strong sensibility and opinions. So Nia Jax for champion.
Does Nia Jax belong in a wrestling ring? Can we just ask that? She doesn't belong in a wrestling ring. She's
She's this
I'm
generation's
not trying
China.
to be mean either. She's gotten like flabbier and fatter actually since she's been on Raw. Like she's actually gotten fatter. Like I know what they're doing. They're trying to hide the fucking flabs or whatever, but
It's living on the road, man.
Yeah, they got bigger.
It's living on the road. It's hard to eat well.
She flabbing it up. You know.
Oh my God.
Yeah, she's been hanging around with fucking Braun Strowman so much. They've been just hanging out at Waffle House. That's what they do.
Braun's muscle, man. I don't. You may not like him, but that boy is jacked and muscle.
No, he is fucking like he's got the dumb tattoo that even says like country strong.
Country
like
strong.
he is fucking redneck strong.
Yeah, I can move that truck. I am the
He
truck.
can.
Next thing, he's gonna
He
have a
is
penis
the
on his
truck.
chest.
I am the truck. Country strong.
Luke Harper needs to get up here quick, and so that Braun Strowman has someone to fight with.
Or they just put him in a tag team with somebody good. Like,
Please name me who on Raw would be good.
I talk shit about what culture all the time, but they had a decent idea the other day. Why not, for the last few months of Big Show's career, put Braun Strowman and the Big Show together as a tag team, make them like badasses, towering, crazy, can't wrestles.
Because Big Show's too busy right now training with Shaq. They have to spend half a year to plan one match
Right.
that will look
So they
half
don't-
decent.
So they don't kill Shaq.
No, so he doesn't kill
That will
someone
be
of
the
them.
worst.
Oh, it's gonna be
And it will
horrible.
make me shit my pants in the stadium in Orlando.
Please
at
don't do that. I don't
WrestleMania.
want to have to smell that.
Oh, you're gonna.
Oh, we're shitting. Oh man, there's gonna be so many. Oof. Nakamura is definitely coming out at WrestleMania. So
Oh, he's gonna be gay. I was kind of knew it
Well, no,
with
he
all that
already
leather.
told me. He already told me he's coming out. It's cool. Like you can bank on that.
Can actually, this is something I wanted to bring up.
What?
Since we're talking about Nakamura being gay.
What?
So Stephanie McMahon makes this big thing about how we're gonna have LGBTQ characters. She made this interview. You have an openly gay wrestler on your roster, and you're doing
In Darren
dick
Young.
all, yeah, and Darren Young,
That is actually super.
and you're doing dick all with him. But you had this big thing where it's like, oh yeah, no, we're going with the culture, and we're going to start having gay storylines. You have a queer on the roster who you should have cashed in on this a year ago when he came out to TMZ. Instead, you made him a face for half a week.
It was longer, wasn't it? It was like 2 years.
It might have been
ago
2 years
now.
ago. It might have been it was SummerSlam 2 years ago. And like, are you kidding me? And instead, you're doing this weird Donald Trump make Darren Young great again.
I've never really thought about it before, but as a homosexual, that's kind of offensive. I would assume like that.
No.
Well,
No.
in general, like why not use what you already have? Like why not promote that if you're
Well, no, at least they're not making anybody who's like they're not doing a Chuck and Billy again.
I loved Chuck and Billy.
It was entertaining as
it
fuck,
was-
but do you think it'll fly in this day?
No,
Like,
it won't, because people are paid to get offended now. But the difference is that Billy and Chuck went, we're not actually gay. It's a joke. So I would be offended. I would be offended if Titus O'Neil came out and was like, I suck dick now. That would offend me. But Billy and Chuck were just fooling around, and it was much like the Goldust thing.
Yeah, it was character.
The Goldust thing for 6 months. He did that weird gay thing, and then Jerry Lawler was like, "Are you queer?" And he goes, "No." and then punches him in the face. I'm okay with that.
Right.
It's if you have a straight person that's like, oh, I'm gay. Then no, you're not. Especially not when you have gay guys. Not to mention the fact they had Orlando Jordan for a while, who did a horrible,
Right.
because he's bi, did this horrible like, I spray suntan lotion because it looks like jizz on my chest before every match at TNA. But I mean, you had Canyon, who unfortunately killed himself, but you've got Darren Young. So if you really want to do these storylines, you could even have him being bullied because he's gay.
It's like written into it.
It's right
Like,
there. We already know
right
it's
there
real.
in your face. Yeah, like why not just use that? Why not?
That's just
it's
that's
like,
just
go
something
with
that's
so
bother me.
many angles that are based in reality. Like, why not go with the reality that, fuck, like, the gay people deal with all the time.
Hey, guess
So,
what?
like, your gay fans are going to identify with that. Your gay friends of, you know what I mean, are going to identify with that.
I mean, like, you got, this sounds horrible, you got Braun Strowman who's got Country Strong on him, so it wouldn't surprise me too much if he didn't like himself a black gay man. So there,
Right.
you just gave him something to do, and he's a big guy that would beat the shit out
My
of him.
God, wouldn't that be awesome?
They would get
Oh!
they would get so much hate mail, but if they made it to the Darren Young won, then the bully
make
wins.
Braun Strowman gay. Make big
No.
Braun Strowman a big gay man, and that is the smartest move. Oh, that's the best thing you could ever do. Make Braun Strowman a rapey big gay man that wants.
He just wants to suck black dick? What is
Yeah,
going on here?
he's gonna get
Don't
in
we
a feud
all?
with Big E, and it's gonna get crazy.
And he is going to literally suck Big E's dick so hard that it breaks up the New Day.
You're telling me that that's a worse idea than most storylines? Come
Yes, it is.
on. No, it isn't.
Yeah,
It's-
I'm pretty sure it is.
I'm
actually.
pretty sure I'm pretty sure
I
I've
mean,
seen
I'm
Nia
not an
Jax.
expert. I'm just a smark. I don't know.
You got anything you want to add to this? Because I think we're out of here, man.
I thought
this thing's gone way too long.
I thought this was going to be our 6-hour like mega.
This is
show.
this is the
Marathon?
Odo.
No, we're gonna do that in fucking at WrestleMania week. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
So just prepare.
I'll be amazed if I'm ever allowed back on here, so it's all right.
No, I think
I'll be
Duncan
amazed
likes
if
you.
you're
He
not.
wants to kick me off. I think.
I do feel the love fest between Duncan and I a little bit more than you and Duncan.
Yeah, Duncan hates me right now.
Well, because you want Braun
is that
Strowman
what
on
it
his
is?
knees in front of Big E. Which
I know always how to win him back, though. It's easy. It's all you gotta do.
now
It's just-
I gotta puke.
Ladies and gentlemen, this has been another edition of Odo Wrestling. I know it's been slightly different than all of our shows thus far. It's been awesome having Taylor in. Seriously, thank you. dude.
Thank you guys for having me. Like I really appreciate
man.
it.
Duncan,
Owen,
pretty happy with what went on tonight. How about you?
I approve. I'll give it 2 sweet.
I'll give it two sweets as well. I say people need to go to onowrestling.com. They need to find our group on Facebook as well. Facebook.com/group/onowrestling. Taylor's in there.
I'm all
real
over.
snarky. He's real snarky in there.
I'm super smarky, you know.
Yeah. The king of smart style over here is what he's doing.
I'm just waiting for you to make me an admin so I can start being even worse.
Oh, I know. We'll get out of here for this week. It's been enjoyable. I know it's long. Don't expect that much later. I know it's late. We'll get it to you. We'll do some things next week. I don't know what the fuck we're gonna do. Tuesday? I don't know. We'll see. Wrestling is cool.
It's the franchise where I'm shining now. You can't see me. My time is now. It's gonna be